Have you ever heard terms like Montessori or inquiry-based learning thrown around and wondered what really makes them tick? Well, today, we're going to unlock a framework that lets you research, analyze, and truly master pretty much any curriculum model out there. We're going to treat this whole thing like a quest to become an expert.
So, what do you say? Are you ready to become that expert? Awesome. Let's start the journey.
You know, every great adventure starts with a clear mission. And yours is simple, but it's also pretty profound. You're going to pick one single curriculum model, research it like a pro, and then present what you've found.
So this whole thing really breaks down into two key parts. First, you get to be a researcher, digging into credible academic sources to build a really solid foundation of knowledge. Then you'll switch hats and become a presenter, finding a creative and dynamic way to share everything you've learned with everyone else.
All right, so the very first step on this journey is choosing your focus. I mean, there are so many educational philosophies out there, right? So you'll need to pick one model to really become your area of expertise. And you've got a ton of potential paths to explore. You could look into well-known structured methods like Montessori, or you could check out something more flexible and child-led, like an emergent curriculum. But honestly, the most important thing here is that you have the freedom to investigate a topic that genuinely fascinates you, even if it's not on this list. Feel free to forge your own path. Now, no matter which path you decide to take, your sources have got to be reliable. And the key here is to use academic materials. So whether that's from your course readings, academic journals, or a university's online library, you got to stick to credible scholarly info to guide your research. Okay, so once you've picked your model and you've gathered your sources, your research is going to face three core trials. Think of these as the essential challenges that are going to form the backbone of your entire analysis. So your analysis is going to build up in three stages. First up, you'll summarize the model just to lay out its core principles. Then you're going to give two practical examples, really focusing on what it's like for the child to bring that theory to life. And finally, you'll add a layer of critical thinking by finding one potential limitation. This makes sure you got a really balanced and thoughtful perspective. After you've conquered the research, it's time to share what you've learned. This is where you get to craft your final artifact, the creative showcase for everything you've discovered on your quest. And you have a lot of creative freedom here, which is awesome. You could build a slide deck, you could produce a video or an audio clip, or even design something like a newsletter. The main thing to remember is to avoid a traditional written paper, because the whole point is to communicate what you found in a more dynamic and engaging way. But hey, whatever format you choose, professionalism is absolutely key. Think of it like you've just discovered this amazing treasure. You want to polish it up, right? So correct spelling, good grammar, and professional formatting will make sure your valuable findings really shine and are taken seriously. And finally, let's talk about the logistics. This last section is all about how to submit your project and, officially complete your quest. Submission is actually pretty straightforward. Depending on what you made, you'll either upload the file directly to the Dropbox or just provide a link if it's a larger file like audio or video. Just follow the guide that matches your specific artifact, and you'll be golden. Oh, and remember, every adventurer needs a toolkit. If you need a little backup with your writing, there are resources like Grammarly available. And for any technical hurdles, the writing guide can really help. Don't be shy about using these tools. That's what they're there for. Okay, now before you hit submit, I have one final crucial piece of advice. This is like the secret map to success, so listen up. Review the rubric. It spells out exactly what's needed for a successful quest, so whatever you do not overlook it. So there you have it, the complete map for your mission. You know the objective, you know the paths you can take, the trials you're going to face, and how to claim victory at the end. The only question left is, which path are you going to explore?